What's up, guys? Welcome to the Tea Party podcast. I'm No Soul Noah, and I'm here today with.
I'm Jesus Kun.
Red Rantic.
And today we're going to be doing our pilot episode on the Offbeat Anime YouTube channel. So, this is our first ever podcast. Um, Here we like to talk about games and anime that we're currently watching or have watched. Um, and yeah, kind of just put our feelings out there into the world.
Oh joy.
Yes. Okay,
Yep,
guys,
so
let's get started.
we'll kind of go through our top five anime to start this thing off to try and tell you guys a bit more about what we like to watch. So I'll start us off. So I'll list my top five 10 out of 10 animes. So my favorite anime of all time is Hunter x Hunter, and I've also really enjoyed Steins Gate, Your Name, Violet Evergarden, and A Place Further in the Universe. Uh,
All right.
Jesus, couldn't you can
Yeah,
go next?
yeah. I'll go next. My top five anime in no particular order are Haikyuu, Toradora, Angel Beats, Grand Blue, and Sword Art Online. Some of those are purely like nostalgic, and some of them I just find like perfect. So yeah.
Sword Art Online. All right, teacher, you go next.
My top five is the Fate series, Hunter x Hunter, Shogun no Shana, the JoJo series, Overlord.
All right.
It reminds me of the D&D sort of imagine.
Red Rantic.
Well, to say my top five would have to be, in no particular order, Hunter x Hunter, No Game No Life, the Naruto series, One Punch, and probably the first season of Dragon Ball.
Awesome. So pretty diverse. We've got some shonen lovers, got some drama lovers. So we like to keep our minds open to what type of anime we kind of like to watch. But let's talk about what we've been watching this season.
Yeah.
I'll agree that we've watched JoJo's, right?
No.
Right.
No.
JoJo's is the best, and I'm catching up on it at
Right.
the moment. I'm halfway through Stardust Crusaders. You go to
All right. No.
If we're placing JoJo's in the tiers list, let's just have it all as on a segregated list of its own, because it's
and
just
it's just 100 out
on
of
its own.
100. So fall 2018 has been a pretty damn good season for anime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's been
think I
pretty
think we
decent
can all I
overall.
think we can all agree. Probably one of the best seasons this year. I'd say second best season this year.
Yeah, with a few generic shows thrown in there, sprinkled in there.
There was a few standout shows, but there was also some pretty bland stuff.
Yeah,
So
I'm looking at you, Conception.
poor,
What do
poor
you mean?
Conception.
Conception is pretty good.
I think Conception was done really well, and I liked the idea of how they put sex in there as the main drawing point.
All right, no,
Just appeals to the Japanese working man audience. Not being racist or anything.
Well, to start off this our seasonal anime review, um we've got Goblin Slayer. So Goblin Slayer has been a bit controversial, to say the least.
The only reason is due to the first episode, which really introduces a grim setting, which I personally get intrigued by.
I've personally really been enjoying it. I'm up to episode 10. I need to finish it sometime, but I've really enjoyed it. Um, what about everyone else?
uh, I watched the first 5 or so episodes of Golden Slayer. It wasn't too bad. I really didn't mind the first episode, but overall, the characters seemed uninteresting to myself, personally, and I definitely have to get around to watching it because it is something that people will talk about in the future, but I haven't personally enjoyed it as much as others. So yeah.
I think while certain things have been done probably a bit poorly, I think overall it's not as bad a show as people have been saying it is. it's a good dark fantasy, and I think while they've missed their mark, it does remind people that dark fantasy is a viable concept for anime, and it's
Yeah,
enjoyable.
well,
Andre, you've
To be honest, the whole series shares similarities with the D&D series, which is a fill-in for me from Overlord and other fantasy animes. To draw parallels, Made in Abyss captures the essence of a true adventure, while Goblin Slayer is essentially the core mechanics of D&D.
yeah. Well, that's the main thing. If you can do any genre, and as long as you do it right, then it can be good. So
um uh, Redrantic.
Yes.
I don't. You haven't been watching it, have you? You've given it a miss.
I've unfortunately been a bit behind on this season's anime, but I know of the greats that have popped up this season, and I'm definite that I'll catch up on a few of the series there.
we're talking
Uh,
about talking about
hope
it great this season. Bunny Girl Senpai has definitely made an impact. What would you guys have to say about that?
I everyone really loves this anime, and it's really clear to me, but I don't personally love it. I don't relate to any of the characters, and while the initial concept is interesting and the ideas that they explore is pretty good for a general anime of this kind of genre, it just didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
But I can see why people love it.
The target audience is the first world citizens, and as a person who lived in a third world country, my perception of social life is quite different than what the series is doing.
Yeah.
So, Tea Tree, would you say that you can't relate to it either?
I cannot relate to it, but I can see where people are going.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, overall, I think that it does appeal to different people, but nevertheless, the techniques used are great, except for
They
except
built the ending.
except
They
for the
stabbed
ending.
it.
Yeah.
They stabbed it in the back. They should have kissed. Spoilers.
Ah.
I think
No.
we'll
Well,
keep this podcast PG. Tea tree.
the robber. Well, the
PG,
next
guys.
anime is good. It's really quite impressive how good this anime is. Sword Art Online Alicization.
So,
It's incredible.
well, yeah.
Tr- Truly something else.
Well, considering Sword Art Online's previous titles and series, it is a big improvement on what has been produced previously.
And my opinion of it is that even if you put some really nice sauce on garbage, it's still garbage.
Well, character development and story development in this
Were
are
non-existent
unparalleled
before.
are unparalleled to previous Sword Art Online
Yeah,
series.
it went +1 from 0.
This is what Kirito should have been, like a mentoring role, which he is skilled and knowledgeable in game features. It
Fine.
should have gone from the fantasies to
Yeah.
Japanese people to a series
That would have
which
been
could
an
have explored
interesting
the areas
concept.
Well,
of
we're not here to
That would
talk
have been an
about
interesting
VR.
we're
concept.
not here to talk about old Sword Art Online. Yeah.
It went from Kirito being not Kirito, but the situation being interesting and appealing to gamers, whereas now it's only appealing to SAO fans.
Well, we're not here to talk about old SAO. We're here to talk about current SAO.
But I
So,
think
And I'm saying it doesn't appeal to new fans. It won't appeal to new fans.
yeah, well, because it's a long-running series, so of course, only
It's I
yeah.
this feels like a standalone season though. This doesn't feel particularly interconnected,
well,
apart from a few
I-
character nods.
as a Sword Art Online fan, I think that this does feel like a continuation, and I am enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the characters, the story, And the fights are amazing in my opinion. But I think I'm the only one who's
Well,
kept up with it up to now. But
I'm somewhat kept up, not of my
yeah.
own choice though. But speaking of isekai, I think we have the last good isekai that will come out ever.
What, SSS
Um,
Gridman?
that's not a isekai, brother. Don't fight me. We have reincarnated in another world as a slime, which has been awesome fun. Pretty much, it's just a ton of fun.
Yeah, I mean the characters are all they're not relatable necessarily, but they're all really fun to watch. They're all really fun to see. Gobta, number one character, can't deny that. But
Shadow Sneak activate.
yeah,
It's just a ton of fun to watch. I would
yeah,
recommend it.
I
I
can't.
think it's going to be the last good isekai though. I don't see many isekai
I mean,
coming back.
I can't really say anything bad about it because it's just even though some of the techniques may fall off, I couldn't give examples, but even though they do sometimes, it's still great to enjoy. Like you still can't put it down. So,
Yep,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
And then Teacher, you're the one that's keeping up with the idol stuff. Zombieland Saga.
Oh, Zombieland Saga. The first episode made a lasting impression, as it showed a bit of horror side, but which
Hard. Don't know how they could do a horror with a bunch of idol girls.
subverts the uh, attention of idols. This it detracted me from
Yeah.
the series after 2 weeks, but I got back into it until episode 5.
Yeah, well, it's definitely something on my list of things I want to watch, but I just haven't got around to it yet. It seems like something really fun, but
Hmm.
what about
Well,
you?
another idol anime to add to the list, I guess.
Yeah.
If I ever get
Sure
around to
is.
that list.
It's a big
I
list.
mean, not many people are big fans of idol animes, so I wouldn't say as
Pretty
many
much.
as like other series.
There's still a fan base there, and I'm
Yeah, there's
guessing
definitely
the anime creators do have to give to those
yeah,
fans.
there's definitely a fan base there.
Hmm. So the next series that I think I'm the only one. Teacher, have you been watching it?
But yeah, Irozuku.
No. So in I don't quite remember the English title, but it's something along the lines of in a world of future with colors, something along those lines.
Yes.
Um, I've been enjoying it. I haven't been simulcasting it, and I'm 2 episodes off finishing it, and I'm not sure if it's going to stick the landing. I hope it does.
Yes.
The ratings on my anime list aren't too positive, but I'm holding out. I think it could be a solid 8.5, but
Series.
I don't know.
It's trying to be a really serious drama with elements of magic. It's not really focusing on either side.
The pro the problem is that it's more drama focused, but the world has magic and they haven't developed that fully. They haven't appealed to the magical element, the sense of wonder enough, I don't think. And they're focusing more on character drama, which is fine, but that's not what the initial pull of the series was for me.
Yeah, well, you go, Tea Tree.
Did they explain how she is colorblind and how she is able to see electronic colors?
They've they've ex- they've given enough context so that you can understand that the reason is that she doesn't see happiness in the world. She can't really portray that in her vision, but they haven't explicitly said, "Oh, she's colorblind because of this sad event," which it's it's disappointing. It could be to its benefit, but I think it needed to be slightly more explicit.
Yeah, well, it's definitely something that I was looking at, but haven't got around to yet. It looks interesting, but there's been other
It's
things.
fun enough. It's fun
Yeah.
enough to watch.
Yeah.
Although the last couple episodes have been a bit of a grind to get through.
That's usually the case with
Next,
most anime like this.
true. So the next show we're going to talk about briefly is JoJo Part 5, is it? Part 5? Part 6?
Yes, part 5.
Yep. So I haven't got around to watching this yet. I'm currently getting through the rest of the JoJo series, but it looks pretty good. Looks like one of the better JoJos.
Ventoreo. It carries out on the bizarreness of the entire series. The episodes are always filled with information and action, enough to always make me think critically on how the characters may act.
I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, well,
But basically, we can't talk too much about this part, but just in general, watch JoJo's. It's just a great series.
well, I think JoJo's is a series that a lot of people have on their long list of anime, so
and I think it should be higher up in the need to watch.
yeah, maybe. but
Although it doesn't appeal to everyone.
no, definitely not.
It's
The
a
art style
pretty
is
specific
definitely
series.
the art style is definitely subjective to some people, but alright.
And the next series from the legendary Production IG, another sports anime,
Oh yes, Run with the Wind.
Run with the Wind.
Oh, Run with the Wind.
I'll take the lead on this one. Run with the Wind has been one of my one of my favorite animes this season. It's 23 eps, so we still got a fair while to go. But overall, I've really enjoyed it. You know, the characters are relatable. It's just really fun to watch overall. Have you guys been watching this or not?
I haven't, but it is something that I want to be watching at some point.
Yeah, definitely. It's a must-watch, in my opinion. I mean, anything from Production IG is definitely a must-watch.
As a sports anime from Production IG, as a fan of Haikyuu, you kind of just have to watch it just to see if they get the same energy. Speaking of Haikyuu though, Haikyuu season 4 just announced. Pretty exciting
Yeah.
stuff.
Definitely. Alright, yeah.
Run with the Wind just hasn't encapsulated the ecstatic and energetic accents of running. Comparing to another sports anime, Haikyuu, there are numerous dynamic movement which is already present in the sport itself, but is exaggerated to convey the feelings to the audience. In addition, it adds elements of strategy and tactics which hasn't been elaborated in the running.
Yeah, well,
Doesn't hit the same notes.
no, well, whereas Haikyuu is more focused on like the sort of technical side of things and getting better, Run with the Wind's based more on like the team and the team focus and the emotional relationships. I'm not saying that Haikyuu doesn't have that, but like that's what Run with the Wind is mainly focused on. It's the bonds created through these sort of things, if that makes sense.
It'll be interesting to see how it ends up
I mean,
towards the end.
it's not one of the most highly rated animes this season, but it's definitely a must-watch, I believe.
And the last anime that I think we're going to talk about from this season is Karakuri Circus. It's an interesting show. It's good and it's enjoyable to watch.
If I have to say, it's a relic of 2006 to 2010, like Sakugan no Sana, and takes inspiration from the ever nostalgic art style of an amateur mangaka in the 90s.
Yeah, well, I haven't watched this. You guys have been recommending it to me for some time now, and I might get around to it, but you know.
As the episode numbers stand, it isn't doing it justice, as the 36th episode isn't enough for the 150 or so chapters
Well,
of manga. It's quite a shame that the producers has effed up the pacing, as the progression of the plot is always heightened, unlike a steady build-up.
that's disappointing. Yeah, well, I think that's everything that we wanted to go through for this season.
Oh wait, can we just talk about Double Decker?
Double Decker. I haven't watched this. What's that been like? Tea Tree, please take the lead.
The whole thing is just a gag anime with elements of detective work, which is more lighthearted version of Kekai Senshin.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Well, actually, another anime I wanted to talk about was Yagate Kimi ni Naru, which is English name is Bloom Into You. This this anime, it's kind of weird. Have you watched any of it at Tea Tree or not?
There's a similar series this year called Citrus, I think. So I have low standards of it.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit different. I think that's more sexual.
I've read some of the manga of Citrus, and it was really sexual intense for more mature readers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Bloom Into You. I don't mind it. The animation style really puts me off though, and also the pacing is a bit weird for me. But I don't know. Red Rantic, is there anything you wanted to chat about in this season or not?
Not really at all. As I said before, I have not really caught up with this season's um, animes at all, so not really for me to say about it.
Yeah. Well, actually, you were talking about Release the Spice before Tea Tree, weren't you?
Oh yes, it just fell after a few episodes. That doesn't capture the combination
Yeah.
of spies and ninjas.
Yeah. Well, it does look interesting, but I don't know. It's not on my list at the moment.
I'll probably give it a miss.
Yeah. All right. Well, that should do us for the season. Now,
On
no
to the
Noah. If you want to take us
Yep.
away.
So now we're going to move on to see what we're kind of looking forward to for next season and what we're planning on watching. So we'll go through my anime list and look at what's been released and what's actually looking to be good. So we'll start this list off with Tata no Yusha no Narigari. So this is a action adventure comedy. So,
Drama, fantasy, romance.
very nice.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like a really sort of generic show, but I'm still definitely gonna watch it. It looks alright at the moment, but yeah, can't really tell
It
by
looks
the.
generic.
Yeah,
I mean, that's to be expected, seeing as it's based on a light novel, though.
Personally,
but
I
yeah,
think this anime appeals to me because I like how they've, just based on the description, how they've cut it back to just the basics of the story of it just being in an olden time with just normal weapons, things, nothing too advanced.
I am glad that it's not an isekai,
yeah. I
and
mean,
it's just a normal fantasy.
Yeah,
if it was an isekai, then it would be definitely the most generic thing that I've ever seen.
Mm. I'll probably give it a miss.
I'll probably watch the first couple episodes, see how it goes. If it's interesting, then yeah, I'll definitely continue through. We don't have a set amount of episodes yet, so who knows?
I'll be sure to follow it just so I can keep a review on it for the next podcast.
Yeah. Next on the
The
list
next show we're going
are
to talk about.
oh.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, we have Yakusoku no Neverland. No Noah, you were actually telling us how you were really excited for this, right?
I'm really, really excited for this. So this is,
Oh, it's by Cloverworks.
yeah, it is by Cloverworks. So I have a lot of hope for this
That's
series. A lot of hope. So this is the first sci-fi or like mystery horror that's been in the Shonen Jump recently. This is it's revolutionary.
Revolutionary.
It's
Ew.
I'd consider Black
it's
Clover a
it's been
horror.
I've read a little bit of it, and because I read a little bit to see kind of what I was thinking of it. I'm excited to watch this. Um, Cloverworks. I hope they can nail the horror. I'm not sure yet.
well,
It's going to be interesting to watch.
well, considering Cloverworks did Bunny Girl Senpai as well and Darling in the Franxx, they're not exactly known for the best endings, are they?
I suppose not, but I have enough hope that they're going to be able to do it okay. They're not very experienced with horror, but I think the base material is good enough and in depth enough that they should be able to do it justice.
Well, it's been in production for a while now, a couple of years actually. Isn't that right?
A couple years.
Yeah.
Its announcement was a couple months ago, but if I'm not mistaken, people have been waiting for this for a fair amount of time.
Yeah, well, the characters definitely look interesting. I'm really excited to see some of them, especially the main three, which are on the promotion material. So yeah,
I'm excited for it.
yeah,
I'm definitely watching it.
yep.
Talking about characters, anyone ready for B Project? Gotta love the male idols. Also by A1 Pictures.
Oh.
Gotta love that.
I love A1 Pictures. A1 Pictures are the best.
Red Rantic, do you have any
So
views
I'll
on
watch it.
Yakusono
Jesus, couldn't you
Kono
sound like you're
Neverland,
watching it?
or-
Well, I like the idea of just the whole thing. So I'm kind of looking forward. I'll test it out when it comes out with the first few episodes. I'll see how it goes from there, really. But yeah, it's definitely a good idea that they've based it off.
Yeah.
What anime are you looking for next season, Red Rantic?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
No. Red Rantic, how about you?
Oh, just something more just fun and easy watch as well. Nothing that you don't have to pay too much attention. Just something pulled back and really just an easy watch. Something that's easy relatable
Yeah.
as well.
Well, next season does.
I think
Next season does.
I think-
You go.
you go. I think something that would appeal to you a lot, and the next on our list is Dororo. So
Dororo.
this is made by Mappa. So that's the same man that's made amazing, very popular anime. Such as Zombieland Saga last season, Banana Fish, which was really popular.
Yuri on Ice.
Karaguri, Yuri on Ice. I did purposely leave that one out though. But it's looking good. This is a re-release, not a re-release, but what's the word?
Remake.
Remake. It's a remake. It's a soft reboot of a previous work, and that wasn't as popular as it could have been. But I think it should be a pretty good series. It looks interesting. And
Yeah.
I think it would be an easy watch for you, Red Rantic.
Yeah, well, a lot of the shows next season seem to be a really in-depth sort of shows. You know, like
Mm.
yeah, like they seem to have a lot of detail to them, which I'm looking forward to because I love like getting into all that sort of stuff.
Nah, the animes like that definitely need to be there. Just to have that sort of detail. I'm just saying that the sort of things that I enjoy is just something that's nice and kicked back. But I do definitely enjoy more of the in-depth stuff because there is that detail that those very smart anime creators put in, and it is
Yeah.
very acknowledgeable.
Well, it's definitely you definitely have to like have a balance of both, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, the next one on the list is Manoria Friends. This is actually something I'm really excited for. I love the magic side of things in anime. I love to see how different studios develop that, and I think this will be a great example of what people could do with magic animes.
The reason that I'm not excited for this is because it's based off a game.
What game is that?
That's so the game is, if I remember, Let me double check. Yeah, I know it's based off a game. I don't remember what game though.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm excited for it. But what about the rest of you guys? You said you're not excited. What about Tea Tree?
It's not that I'm not excited about it. It's just I don't have a lot of hope for it. I think it's better suited to a game.
Yeah. And you go.
Well, just having a look at the description, I think it is a fairly good idea. It's kind of an old idea on the aspects of the three factions, really, of the men, gods, and demons, but just the way they've set this around an academy sort of thing is pretty cool, and just between those two main characters there with their description, it seems like a good mix, and I think it's a type of mix that I'd enjoy. So
Well,
I'd
it's only
definitely like to see that.
well, it's only 10 episodes, and that's a weird number for seasonal anime. So
Yeah, it's quite
yeah, but
short.
it's definitely something that looks like it could be very generic, but it looks like it could be very unique as well. So
Yeah,
let's
we'll
hope
have
it
to see.
goes the second way.
Yeah.
Hmm. Probably give it a couple episodes.
Yeah. And the next one we have is Kaguya-sama wa Kokurasatai Tensai Tachi no Renai Zunosen. That's a mouthful.
A mouthful and a
I'm
half
really
there.
excited for this.
I would.
Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Ah, yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited for this because it's a romance, but it mixes in kind of mental games, and that's cool. So
Hmm.
so so my understanding of it is that it's two geniuses that go to a high school that love each other, but they don't want to admit that they love each other, and they're kind of in a race to see who can get each other to admit who's in love. And I think that could be some really fun antics.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a lot of potential for, a lot of fun things to happen, and we don't know the amount of episodes this is going to have, so hopefully it would be something in the 24 range.
The only problem with this that I see is little A1 pictures.
Yeah, that's
But
definitely a
I
flag sign.
hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't mess it up at all.
Hmm.
We'll see.
Yeah, but it's definitely on my watch list, so
Yeah, it does
yeah.
sound like a great idea to me. It's something that I believe would be a fun watch as well, but also has the ability to kind of get in your feels as well, as it is that kind of love story, and it has the ability to get you towards the end. I think if they're able to pull that off, I think that'd be a great anime.
Yeah, and I definitely do. The animation looks really distinct, I think. Kind of looks like a little bit of 3D stuff. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah,
Hmm.
the characters do look interesting to me, especially that girl in the background, the pink-haired girl. She does look like she might be a good side character to interfere and do some what's the
Trickery.
word? Trickery, yeah, trickery.
Some bamboozling, some would say.
Yeah, well, on to the
Definitely
next.
a watch.
Yeah, definitely a must watch. Yeah. And on to the next one. We have Boogie Pop Wa Wara One Eye. This is looking to be some. This is also a soft
This is
reboot.
also a
Yeah, a
remake.
reboot. Yeah, just like Dororo. That's too many Rororos. But yeah, it looks interesting enough, and the original was pretty well acclaimed during its time. So yeah.
This is a the original is a cult for most people, cult classic. So for the people who have watched it, I'm not one myself, but
I don't think of any
from
of us
the
are.
people who have, yeah, I don't think any of us have, but from what I've heard, the original is good, and people are very excited for this one.
Yeah.
It's made by Madhouse, so always have faith in Madhouse, just
Yeah.
not for a second season.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
That's a
hopefully it
whole
ends on a
different story
good note.
I'm excited for it though. If they stick to the source material,
Yeah.
it should be good. Another good horror.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty excited
There's a
for it.
lot of not exactly like
Horror this
yeah,
season.
not exactly like full horror, but like you know what I mean, like kind of sci-fi sort of stuff.
Mm.
Yeah,
A lot of
supernatural
different genres this year.
this
This
season.
season.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's definitely a must-watch. A lot of things this season are really interesting, actually.
So the next show we're going to talk about is Revisions. Not a huge fan. It's
Is
mecha.
this with time traveling or just mecha?
Pretty sure it's just a sci-fi mecha.
Oh, that's pretty sad.
Mm.
But
It's the
yeah, you
PV
go.
looked interesting. It looked nice. It looks good.
Yeah, I definitely do like the promotion material. It does look really interesting, and the description that My Anime List gives definitely does appeal to me. But
I'm not a huge mecha fan, but
For this
others
one's
might enjoy it.
most likely a maybe for me because just looking at it, it looks like a really detailed and nice um, animation, really, and I'm a bit curious about the plotline as well. I just not sure. Have to give that one a bit of a watch and just see how it goes from there.
well, it definitely doesn't look like a traditional mecha show. So
Mm.
since I'm not a big fan of mecha, but this does look like something I would give a try. Definitely.
Mm.
Is that all we have to say about that show?
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
All right. Something that I'm personally really excited for. And this is like one of the only like decent looking high school animes here is Domestic no Kanojo. I saw this a while ago on the Winter 2019 page, and it definitely caught my attention because, you know, who doesn't like high school romance, shonen stuff?
I would rather watch the second season of the 3D Kanajo. From what I'm reading right now in the description, it's a romantic relationship between a student and a teacher,
Yeah, well,
which is
it
Yeah,
been done
that is.
before.
and another, but it's another girl as well, his age. So it definitely looks like there's gonna be a lot of antics in there, which I'm really looking forward to. And it has the title, it has the tag shonen as well. So I'm definitely curious to find out how that turns out because it
Mm.
definitely looks, yeah,
Yeah.
but it definitely looks like a really fun show to watch, even though it may be very sexual as well. I'm not complaining, but
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe one for the hentai havens of the world.
Mm.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one doesn't really appeal to me really, because just reading the description there, I believe that the fan base will really just be riding on that sex appeal there. I don't believe the story therefore wouldn't be that good,
Carry it.
since
Yeah.
most animes that do so don't tend to be the best.
Yeah, well, I'm really interested to see where that shonen tag comes in, but you know,
Definitely have to see with that one.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna go on to some sequels this season, and we've been waiting for it. Probably not as long as one's other work, but Mob Psycho 102. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. This is gonna be good. This is long awaited for most people, and
Well,
it's just gonna be good.
Mob Psycho is something that I actually haven't watched. You guys have been prompting me to watch it for a long time, but
Same
I haven't
here.
really got around to it. It definitely looks interesting. It definitely looks like a really fun show to watch. So I might get around to that before the start of next season.
Yeah, definitely onto the do list for me as well. Like with me, with very current seasonal anime as well, I've got a lot to watch.
Well, considering you watched all of Naruto, this shouldn't be a problem for you.
Yeah, I'm good at grinding, let's just say that.
And the final show we'll be going over this season is Declan's personal favorite anime series ever, Data Life 3.
Yes.
What do you mean that's the best show?
Well, I actually watched some of the first seasons of Daily Live recently, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. JC Staff definitely does a good job at making shows that shouldn't be good good, like concepts that shouldn't be good, and I can appreciate that. Considering stuff like Toradora, that was really enjoyable for me. Obviously, it was on my top 5. And other things like it made Shakugan no Shana as well, and Bakuman, which are both highly acclaimed. So, yeah.
Well, Jesus, I'm just getting a bit confused over some of the tags my anime list has given to Data Live 3.
Yes.
Sci-fi, harem, comedy, romance, mecha, and school.
Yeah.
How does this tie together?
Well, we see,
There's only one
you
mecha.
see, you have to watch it to understand. But it truly is a masterpiece of our generation.
One for the ages.
One for the ages. It is a classic. Truly a classic.
It tops conception.
It sounds like something that wouldn't make sense at all, but from your words, must be great.
Yeah. Oh, you go. No, you go. No, I was
Go
gonna.
tea tree.
You go, Tea Tree.
I was gonna say Bang Dream. It's interesting as it
I
involves
was
an
actually
actual
going to say that
band
as well.
other than an
I was going
idol.
to say the exact same thing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's actually really funny because Bang Dream is a game as well, and I've played that game, and it's interesting. I've watched some of the first season. It's not one of my favorites idol shows, but it's definitely an enjoyable one nonetheless. Yeah.
A chill
It's a
watch, and it's just there whenever
Yeah.
you're
Well,
bored.
speaking of chilled watches, we also have Kimono Friends too.
And my personal favorite are Star Twinkle Precure. Gonna give that one a massive watch.
Whereas,
That's definitely going in my top 5.
no, but on with second seasons, Kimono Friends is actually surprisingly good for what it is. I've watched some of the first season, and I'm sure a lot of people heard the stuff over the penguin falling in love with the penguin from Kimono Friends. If you guys remember that.
Oh.
Yeah. So but yeah, it's definitely on my list. Probably not first on my list, but definitely there. But it should be a good
Probably.
like chilled watch.
Mm.
That
So that probably concludes our segment on anime. But as much weebs we are, we gamers we are also. So there's a couple games coming out next year
Ooh,
that
yes.
I must say I'm pretty pumped for 2019 for gaming.
yeah.
Ooh, there's a lot to go over. All right.
Well, I'm actually not very familiar with what games are releasing next year.
All
Well,
right. So
don't go there.
you go.
Well, I can say
You
straight
go.
off the bat, right here, that No Soul is going to say Kingdom Hearts. Am I right?
Hey, Kingdom Hearts 3's coming out, boys. You want to know what that means?
It means that we're not going to see you for weeks at a time.
That's correct. So, Kingdom Hearts 3's coming out. It's going to be the best ever. If you haven't played it, just play it. Just straight up, if you got a PS4, buy the deluxe version, get every single game. I did it. It was worth the entire $160 you pay. It's just good.
Yeah, well, not many of us have played Kingdom Hearts, considering how long it takes and how expensive it is to get into it. Unless you're using emulators.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's fine though, I think. Like the original gameplay isn't incredible. Even in the final mix versions. You can watch videos and get all the lore and have all the same emotional beats if you watch all the movies, all the cutscenes. I'm pretty sure there's archives on them of them on YouTube. You just need to get into Kingdom Hearts. It's worthwhile your time.
Yeah.
But I won't drag on too long.
Yeah. Well,
So
moving on.
one of the games that I
Ah.
am excited for. One of the games that I am excited for is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This game is from Software, so the same people as Dark Souls and things such as that, and it looks good. it looks really good. So this game I originally found it was announced at E3, and it looks like the gameplay looks fun. It doesn't look like the story is going to be great, but the actual gameplay looks to be the kind of Bloodborne, Dark Souls style of gameplay, and I'm excited for that.
Same here. It definitely has that kind of sneak to it, as everyone loves, especially diehard Skyrim fans who just love the sneak of it. And I think that definitely appeals to those kind of people really, and that straight melee combat. I think it'll be definitely a definite play there.
Yeah, well, we were talk we were talking about horror before in anime. One of the horror games I'm really excited for this year is Metro Exodus. I played the original Metro 2023 and Metro Last Light, and I can confidently say that both of them are like insanely good games. And this one, I have no doubt that it will follow up on their legacy. Are you guys interested in that or not?
Personally, I'm not really appealed to this one, since I'm not one who enjoys the horror types that much, as I'm not really intrigued into you know, I like to sit there and enjoy my game without getting, I don't know the word,
Yeah, well,
annoyed
it's
by
not
the
so focused on like jump scares. It's more focused on just the eeriness, because in the Metro games, you're basically stuck in a apocalyptic world where nuclear war has destroyed everything. So it's really just kind of the eeriness, not really all the jump scares and that sort of stuff, which I really like. It's more psychological. There is definitely physical stuff to it, but it's more psychological.
Okay.
Well, I can't say that I'm looking forward to it, as I'm not a Metro fan.
Mm.
I can say it to the people it appeals to, it'll probably be a fairly good game.
Well, besides that, I guess we should really talk about the elephant in the room that most of the people who appeal to the last 40 minutes of this podcast will be loving, is Jump Force. What do you
Yeah,
guys think?
Ooh.
Jump Force looks like a really fun game. Although my only worry about it is the amount of characters. Not just the amount of characters in general, but the amount of characters that come from the same series. Like, we were talking about this before. There's like something like
There's not enough variation
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the series.
there's something like 6 characters from Naruto. Don't from Naruto, from One Piece, which is insane. I think.
Yep.
I don't
That
think that should
is
be a
too
thing,
much.
but
The window is March, and they're still announcing characters. The roster at the moment is 42 characters, and just last week they announced 2 new characters.
well, I'm sure there's gonna be plenty more coming. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool gameplay, actually.
Uh, I think No Sono would prefer Saki K over Midoriya.
I probably would, actually. I'm gonna be clear. I'm a fan of MHA. I don't think
I think we all are.
Deku should have been in there. Deku shouldn't have got in there.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have. They've literally just released the
Game.
MHA fighting game.
Well,
It's
what was the other character
I don't know.
announced in Jump Force the other week?
Asta.
Asta, yeah.
Asta from
Yeah.
Black Clover.
I can understand Asta being in there. Yeah.
He probably would have been one of my predictions,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
pretty much.
What about the
But
new
it should be a good
no.
fighting game.
What about the new Devil May Cry series? Are you guys interested in that or not?
No.
That's what I
It looks like a fine game.
Yeah.
I'm
but,
not really
you know.
interested in that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
One game that does look really nice and is by a studio that I absolutely love, Sucker Punch Productions, Ghost of Tsurushima.
Mm.
This game looks incredible. This looks like the the samurai game that we've all been asking for years.
And well, we've had plenty of samurai games, just none of them have been done right, per se.
None of them have been done good.
Yeah.
While it is a PlayStation exclusive, meaning none of you will be able to play it, I'm
Damn.
gonna play it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Which one comes out first on E3? There you go.
Well, something I'm also really excited for is Crackdown 3, which looks like an insanely fun game. Seeing some of the promotional material released way back, it looks absolutely insane, and I'm really looking forward to the release of it. What about you guys?
I'm not that big of a follower on that one. It hasn't really just appealed to me.
There's a lot of games this year that are just kind of coming out.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, Crackdown 3 has definitely been in the works for some time, but you know,
it should be a fine game. There's been a lot of promotional material for it,
yeah.
and it looks.
There's been a lot of delays for it as well,
Good.
which is
There has been a lot of delays
Yeah.
for it, which does worry me a little bit.
One thing that I'm absolutely creaming myself about though, Cyberpunk's 2077.
Cool, baby.
oh yeah, that
It
does
looks
look
so
good.
good.
It's going to be nice. I just love just the world they've set it on. It's just such a great idea, especially coming from CD Red Project, who've just mastered that Witcher 3. Such a great game, and hopefully they bring those great mechanics that they've used into this game, because their storytelling and just ability to just create that nice game that everyone just loves is perfect.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Well,
It-
you go.
From the limited gameplay that we've seen, there was a gameplay released by IGN, I believe.
Mhm.
It looks like it looks like Witcher. If Witcher was done 20 years later, and without current technology, and has been put in a sci-fi setting, it looks incredible.
It does look that good.
It looks like the world is fully realized, and that they know exactly what they want this game to be, and that's really exciting.
That is really exciting. I just love the idea of just that kind of more realistic future, but not realistic at the same time. It's at that point where everyone will think this is actually possible, and it kind of gets people thinking as well, is this going to happen to us? And I think it's that depth that the story might have, which will really get people going.
What I hope is that I hope they in the story that they look at the morals of the machines, and look at how humans have evolved next to computers. 'Cause I think that's just a really interesting topic that hasn't really been explored that much in gaming.
Well, not explored very well.
Well,
No.
we've been talking about a lot of action sort of games, but something really chill that I'm excited for, that you won't be able to play No Soul Noah, is since you have a PS4, is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. It's definitely on my list of one of the best looking games for 2019. I'm sure.
Unfortunately for you though, I've got Microsoft Windows 10, and we'll be able to play it.
Yeah, but it's definitely what's the word? It's definitely an awaited sequel to the original, but it should be great. Looking at the promotional material, it looks like the art style's really been recognized and advanced. Yeah.
Yeah, especially basing off the last Ori game, that was just an amazing game. Really, I hadn't played it, just watching the reviews and the gameplay, and it was just such a profound game. It did great reviews, and I'm sure this one will do much the same.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Lucky enough to play it. I was lucky enough to play it at a friend's house, and I really enjoyed it. The gameplay was great.
Yeah.
The OST is great.
Yeah, the OST is really good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you really
Music
can't
is the
complain
part.
with what they did.
No.
Hopefully they continue that on the second game. But
Definitely.
I think finally we need to end on Death Stranding.
Just before we go into Death Stranding, I do have one thing that I would like to shout out.
Yeah.
It's a game that I've been looking at for a very, very long time. It's Biomutant. You guys probably haven't really heard about this game. It's not been too popular in the media, but it's a hack and slash with fully customizable characters. It's made by Experiment 101, which isn't really a recognized studio. They haven't done much or anything really. But from the gameplay that I've seen, it looks like a fun hack and slash.
Yeah. Well, looking
Yeah.
at I just searched up some of the images, and it looks really very realistic, but also very what's the word, like surreal at the same time. Like there's
The
there's a lot of
the
colors into
gameplay
it, which
looks
I
really
like.
fun.
Nah, this game's caught my eye before recently, and I believe that this game will be quite popular since it does have that ability to let players make it what pretty much their own. Since you can make your own character and just probably hold like a closer place to people's heart as well. Being that really, it's that type of game that you'll spend hours on end making that perfect character, and then
Or you just press random.
and then just enjoying that scenery. And
Yeah.
I agree.
any game that does that will go high because scenery is always something just great to look at.
Yeah. Well, hopefully if there is an online mode, they don't fuck it up.
I don't imagine. I'm not sure if it's going to be online
I
actually.
don't think they
There
should
could be some elements to online, but I don't. As far as I know, I don't believe that
Yeah.
it is set for online. I'm pretty sure it's a single player experience,
Personally,
which
I
is
believe it
always
should
really
be a
nice.
single player experience. Just that streaming the lands, killing everything while you just have fun.
There might be co-op though. There might be co-op.
A little bit of
Which
co-op,
wouldn't be
but
too
just
bad.
I don't think they should pull a Fallout 76 and make it you see everyone all the time.
True.
Yeah.
It needs to be sort of like based on that single player with maybe an option to do like a
Party stuff, like with friends.
yeah, like where you go around in a randomly generated world or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, now on to Death Stranding.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts?
Death Stranding, it's really just a big, fun mess of things at the moment, but a mess in a good way.
It's a
Like
big
we have
question
no idea
mark.
what's going on, and sadly it's PS4 only, which really disappoints me. But you know, can't really do much about that.
It seems like Hideo Kojima's just passion project. That's what it seems like.
I mean,
It seems like they've just given him money and he's just made this game.
yeah. Well,
And I'm excited for
it
that.
really looks like his creativity has been like allowed to roam free in this game, and there's a lot of like, there seems to be a lot of symbolism hidden in this game. Like, obviously, when you go to play it, there'll be a lot of stuff that has hidden meanings,
Yeah.
which I think is great.
And I think this is a game that we can rely on to be really good because looking at back any past games, it's the games that are truly great that are really just directed by one guy, and that one guy will put all of his heart and soul into this game, and that's what
It's
makes
his
it,
pure vision.
and that's what makes a game amazing. And I believe this will be amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely something that I will want to invest in a PS4 for.
All right, that should be everything, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, we can wrap things up.
Well,
All right, so thank you everyone for tuning in. If anyone is watching this, unfortunately. Hi mom. But so I've been No Soul Noah.
I've been
I've-
Jesus Kun.
I've been Red Rantic.
I'm Tea Tree.
And this has been the Tea Party Podcast on
Yeah,
the
it's been a lot of
Offbeat
fun.
Yep, and
Outcast Anime.
yep, and I'm sure
Um,
that we'll all be having our own separate channels as well. So we probably in the next season will be doing our own separate reviews on animes as well, but also gameplay as well on these new games that we've been talking about.
Yeah,
So,
well, there'll definitely be group projects as well coming up.
yeah, but yes, keep tuned for the group
projects.
because that's what's going to be the real fun there.
Yeah.
Oh, how about montages?
Awesome.
Montages, is that a plan?
Yep, 360 no scope montages, MLG.
Yeah,
Let's
MLG
plays.
montages.
Subscribe for that. So, thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe because you're new, because everyone's new.
Subscribe if you lasted
And-
the hour.
Yeah, basically.
Hopefully you've enjoyed it.
If you lasted this long, then that's great. You may as well subscribe.
Yeah. There's more to come.
So, pretty much. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been the Tea Party Podcast.
We'll see you guys later.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.